The Changan CS55 is a 5-seat SUV that could fire the first UK export shot from China's third biggest car maker. Changan is a state-owned company that has joint ventures with Ford, Mazda and Peugeot in its home market and is now considering branching out with exports to the UK and Europe. If Changan could sell a CS55 in the UK, with our car's spec, interior and practicality within the £15,000 price band, we think buyers would come. The CS55 is the newest model in its range of 17 models, and was launched at the 2017 Shanghai Motor Show to compete in the fast-growing Chinese compact SUV segment. Understanding the Changan CS55's place. About the size of the Ford Kuga, the CS55 sits on an all-new front-wheel drive platform that will serve as the base for a new saloon, which for the first time will see Changan develop multiple models off a new architecture. Safety is an issue that Chinese car makers have yet to convince is up to European standards, due to previous models badly failing the European NCAP barrier test, but Changan is keen to correct that impression. How does the CS55 perform dynamically? Cook and his engineering colleague Dave Cox, Changan's brakes engineer, would like to exploit the CS55's chassis with a flatter cornering attitude, but the reality of coping with China's often rutted and potholed roads means the chassis settings have to allow for wheel travel and bushing compliance. As the CS55 settles into a corner, understeer and roll builds, although your line can be tightened tidily with a gentle lift of the throttle. At higher speeds on Changan's handling track, the CS55 is harnessed by gentle intervention of the ESP, which retards the throttle and applies the rear brakes in tighter corners. The changing face of the CS55's interior. About 10 years ago, Chinese brand models reeked of cheap plastics and were unremittingly dreary in design. The CS55 is a good example of the latest, near Western standards. In China, the priciest CS55 costs the equivalent of $15,638, including an 8% sales tax, while the cheapest costs less than $10,000. The price point occupied in the UK by Daishi's highly successful Duster. In that regard, Changan will have to follow the path of the Japanese car makers 30 years ago and the Koreans 20 years ago, offering a keen price and high standard equipment level to overcome the unknown brand name.